is vast and beautiful. Within this sphere lies everything we know. But how much do we really know? How much do we really know about what we're doing to our planet? Everyday scenes taken for granted. Everyday necessities taken for granted. Food lets us live, but where does the food we eat come from? How is it created? We no longer live in such a simple world. We are run by no longer our own energy, but the energy given by the past and fallen. It's understandable that the techniques of old were forsaken. We live in a growing population, a population with over 7 billion. It only makes sense that a new way had to be found. A higher yield had to be produced. The farming industry needed to both higher crops planted and increase the amount that survived.
Chemicals based off weapons of war were implanted into new uses. The Green Revolution used them to eradicate pests, to increase nutrients plants craved, and generally change our way of farming. Yet, to achieve this purpose, work by hand was insufficient. We needed a means that would quickly achieve the objective. Perhaps it was meant to be. For long ago, the fruit that Mother Nature once bore for us was replaced by man's need to fend for himself. And as of now, man has realized his inability to do so, and instead sets forth to create a slave for his work, machine. This is our Green Revolution, a change of an era of chemicals and machines.
Our care capacity. It generally means the amount of species that can survive due to environmental resistance. It governs organisms to prevent them from overpopulating. The Green Revolution changed that basic rule. It changed our care capacity. We went beyond nature's control and dramatically expanded. Yet, while humans grew exponentially, the Earth is still a finite space. So the question is, how much until we overflow?
With the increasing population, the amount of trash also increases. So how much room do we have left to sustain our mistakes and ourselves? We've become a nation of waste, a nation of trash. We've become a world of waste and a world of trash. We rid ourselves of all uselessness, and that uselessness piles. It destroys the lands and contaminates the ocean. When will we reach the brink, the point in which our mistakes consume us as well?
Non-renewable, a natural resource which cannot be reproduced, grown, generated, or used on a scale which can sustain its consumption rate. Once depleted, there is no more available for future needs. Our Earth, in a way, is non-renewable, and by the various unsustainable methods we endow, we may lose it. The trash we create is an example of that. Eventually, a point will be reached where the system collapses. It is still possible to reverse this, simply to reuse and recycle. These two methods stop the amount that poisons our Earth. Yet the easiest method, and yet most ignored, is to reduce the amount of trash in the first place. This will help preserve our Earth. However, trash is only one case of sustainability versus unsustainability, another being the choice to use renewable rather than non-renewable sources. For example, energy to use alternative sources such as wind and sun power rather than fossil fuels, which are both limited and contaminating.
Ahead of us lay two paths. The one we are currently heading is a lifeless planet. In this path, we no longer exist. The second path, however, will require much hard work and change. A world where we practice safe procedures, live in harmony with the environment, and always strive to never forget tomorrow. In other words, an age of sustainability. Our planet is like a rotting apple. Slowly it begins to erode and decay. By the time it's noticed, not much can be done to preserve it. However, with precaution and will, it could last so much longer. It's our only planet, our only home, so why not work hard to preserve it? Let's start now, and let it come to fruition.